So my first poem is called Found, and this was written on Easter Sunday on the walk between a place called Dale and St Ishmael in Pembrokeshire. I find you curled up among fresh bracken fronds, yellow as the celandine, pale as a primrose, sickly as cowslips. I see you as you are, a boy, blue, your head bows and nods. A spring storm fills your lungs with a breath that they cannot hold. Red, flushed stone cheeks, oak-line tears, razor clam cuts, fine quartz lines. Time wears down the surface, they stand proud. Catch the low tide and the rock pivot, so we can take the easy way home and avoid the road well trodden. Standing in the middle of the river, dappled sunlit waves erase my fears and minnows dart for cover. Gulls ask how far, stones shift beneath my feet. Driftwood, wouldn't you? There you are again, I see you, transparent. Salt water soothes your sharp edges. Raise your head, dandelion, brave heart. Gorse and gorse and gorse, coarse gorse, of course, gorse, mark our course. So this one's a little bit different. You wrote, I might be a little distracted over the next few days. Somehow, and I know this isn't what you would say, somewhere between where my eyes read it, my brain processed it, my ears heard, you're a distraction, go away. My ears told my fingers they were too loud, but my fingers, they thought it unfair, they just loved to play and share. But they obeyed, they took the test, they took a rest, they did not protest, no, that was in my chest. Instead of sharing joy a day as light, the urge I had to fight, I felt my throat get tight, and sorrow crushed me, oh so small, you would not have wanted that at all. Hark. See them deers rutting up ahead, hear them, their moans echoing, concrete motorway underpass. Hooves muddy from the poached ground, legs tangled, knees bent, trembling. The heart retreats upon the hill, oh, baying. The female doe-eyed fawning in the fallow field below.
But anyhow, I live here, I live in Margate and visiting London often. And so, yeah, I just had this book published by a San Francisco publisher, a beat poet. And I'm associated with beat poetry. My dad was a jazz drummer way back. And all my teachers were beatniks. They had little goatees and said daddy-o, which they don't say anymore. But anyhow, so I'm like a road tripping, turned 16 in the summer of love, and so I'm a hippie chick and proudly travel all over the place. So my book's called Border Songs, A House Without Walls, and Love Poems to Mexico, and that's sort of to the orange-faced guy, because he seems to be afraid of or doesn't like Mexico, and Mexico's real cool. So anyhow, I'm just going to read a few poems from this book, and I love it here, so there you go. This one's called The Door. Where the thread begins is where you follow. The thread, the skein of yarn, the color, the urgency of form, seductive as a question, as thought, idea, the choice to be picked up or simply pondered or to be let go. If curious by color, seduced by thought or adventure, to let it lay where it is, the idea of it, and walk away is there as possibility. But can you? There at the door, the portal, what causes you to know where it is, where this you will go, and that you have a choice in the about to moment before you take it into yourself. Take into the yours of you something that is not yours, and in that moment not quite discerning the delicacy of the moment, not quite realizing the fit or not fit with your yourness or your not yourness of what it is you have or will take into you, or the degree of what you have taken into you. Do you then swallow or spit? Once an older woman said to me, in this world there are two types of women, one who swallows and one who spits. Yet, with this another question, there are always the questions that if you spit, if you have caught it in time, the about to change part, to not have taken in sufficiently the essence of another that would change you, you realize that you do not want, you cannot take in or absorb and remain the you before the time spent at the door, the juncture of change, and with that continue on as you. So the second one's called Plateau. You have asked yourself to grow and to change, to shapeshift from one form to another, and so now you feel yourself expanding with having the new that comes to you, enlarge, shift, reducing, shrinking again to the old safe form. But the stretching, the involuntary response to stretch is upon you, and you stretch. And the fear is there that you will expand so greatly, perhaps into this unknown, that you will burst your skin. Is that the ancestor lizard or snake in you knowing this, remembering how it feels to shed? You are made of the fabric of yourself. You see in the dark the emblems of misery, of loss, that you have to grow yourself out of and upward. This you know among the other things you know, or you think you do, that this is just a stepping place, a plateau of many, to hold your feet, steadying you as you climb, the hollow V for victory when you think you have won, and you slide down this ladder, the one you know all too well, to begin again, and you begin, and begin, and begin, and begin again. The final one is in the United States. I was born in Ohio, but I moved out to the high desert of Santa Fe, New Mexico, up at 8,000 feet. And yeah, there are a lot of, critters there, coyotes. They used to come to the window in the morning and sing to us. So this one is called If the Darkness Does Not See the Light. It was traveling at night that we crossed down into the desert, the still cold, the gentle slap of awakeness. You can see clearly in the desert at night the distances, the spaces near to you and far off. Quiet, yet alive, you drive and see sometimes things that are not there, or maybe there. It doesn't matter. If you keep driving, you forget after a while most of everything. It's the stillness of it in the moment, the capture of thought in a way to make it go on forever, the inner dialogue, that loud in your ear, your head, your being that you think you are hearing it, the you inside of you, the you outside of you at the same time. You are not hearing the echo of self in the high desert, like Sister Coyote when she yips to signal to the others, or when she sings to herself, or when she sings to the moon. or nothing at all. That is not what you are hearing, the you inside of you, the you that you are hearing. You are not. It is a sense beyond hearing. Coyote knows when she hears the echo of herself in the canyon, the sound bouncing off stone and coming back to her. She is simply being in the desert at night under the moon. What you see is not what is before you, but something else. What you hear is something else. It is the way of things at night in the desert. It is okay that you do not know. If the darkness does not see the light, does it know it is dark? That's all for me. Thank you.